Welcome back to Roundtable Docs. My name is David, and today we're here with Sammy Zinali. Sammy, I appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Dave. David is one of the best guys I know in real estate, very supportive, and I'm happy to be here with you.
Thanks for the plug, Sammy.
Absolutely, anytime.
Sam, what is the common misconception you believe in the real estate industry right now?
Well, people do not know about this business. They don't know the services they should receive from a realtor. And some of them are under wrong impressions that the realtor, when it comes to sales mostly, that they're just posting properties and the presentation is not something there's tons of value as long as there's certain pictures are gone with your phone. And that's not the case. There's three reasons that the property does not sell in the market. One is the pricing, the other one is presentation, and then I really don't consider a third reason because it depends about the strategy. You can overcome any type of market. But third is the market. So usually you see properties that are not sold in the market because everything went great, but the agent could not do a right presentation.
Now, when you say presentation, Sammy, are you referring to the marketing that they apply to it as well as preparing the home for sale?
So many times the opportunity has died because the presentation was not done properly to the buyers, as you have to walk a mile in their shoes and understand what is it in this property that they're interested in, why are they in this house and not next door. So you have to give them that idea. You have to make certain visions they have in their head very clear. Because buyers, they don't buy properties every day. They don't know what this is. Average Canadian family, Torontonians, they buy a house in it every 10 years. So it is your responsibility to be professional and open every details for them and clarify what is it that they're looking at, what is it that they're buying, what is it that they're gaining, what type of responsibilities these guys are going to undertake having certain units, especially when it comes to multi-million-dollar listings.
Right. Now, how long have you been in the business, Sammy?
I've been in construction since 2009. We started with construction, commercial development, retail development, and then residential, project managing and building till today. And my entire family's in real estate, so I decided to join in the big team 2016.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you've been almost 7 years in the
Almost
business.
7 years in the business.
Now, saying that, what do you think is the most important lesson that you've learned over those past 7 years?
If you cannot develop trust with your client, both of you are wasting time.
Yeah.
Because
White blank, you said.
White blank, exactly. Because they're making one of the major decisions in their life. House is not, I usually say this and people laugh, but I want this to be stated. It's not a jar of pickle. It's their investment.
Yeah.
They can't change that. Yeah. They need to trust you and you need to trust them. It's a mutual relationship that you are looking after their benefits and working towards the best gain for their situation according to the money, position, location, and everything else. Kids, school, everything. If you're not delivering, if you don't understand their story and you're just looking at them as a paycheck or transaction and you're just trying to buy something and go or sell something and quickly, please don't do this to them because they end up having a very bad experience with real estate in general, and that's not good. It's bad representation. So trust first and last, I would say.
So now, with saying that, what would be the single most important advice you would give to a new agent coming into the business?
I learned this in a hard way, but it's actually a magical recipe. I'm not sure why am I sharing it. I think because you're asking me, because I wouldn't share this. But you're stepping into the market, do not join any place. Go find the most successful realtor within the area that you want to start farming and working or whatever area it is that you're interested in, and mule for him. Right. Learn from him and make him, let him know that you are being mentored by him. If such a person will give you that mentorship, because a lot of people don't. They say, okay, you know what, I don't want to develop, I don't want to raise a competition for myself. Why do I want to give you? You're a young guy, you're going to get all my listing later on. So if that's the case for you, and if you got lucky and you find that position, hold it till you learn. Don't be greedy, because there's a lot of ways in real estate that you can use money quickly within your presentation.
Right.
So don't be greedy, be patient, and just
learn
your
craft.
Learn your craft. And if you're thinking real estate is a business that you actually have a life, because they say restaurant is the worst.
Yeah.
It's not. Restaurant, you know your opening and closing, but you work very hard, 7 days. Real estate, there is no hours for you. You don't know your opening, you don't know your closing. If they call you on Sunday, 11 p.m., you gotta pick up and say how you want me to jump. That is the business. So make sure that you're ready for this. If they thinking about part-timing, please do not come to the business. You're wasting your time.
You believe as a part-time agent, it's very difficult to, now is it difficult in order to gain success, or is it difficult to service your client properly?
It's both ways.
Yeah.
You actually said it well. You cannot service properly, you don't have enough time, you don't get enough experience to serve them what they need. You never get high-end clients. You might get some families and friends, but your families and friends are not going to buy anything for another 10 years. So that it's not a business for you. This is time consuming.
Right.
Because it is, I called you at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And you picked up and you didn't have to, right? Like any other business, you wouldn't even do that, but you did it, and I appreciate that relationship. So it is very time consuming, involved in major trust relationship, and you have to do a heavy due diligence, especially if it comes to commercial, which it's about 6 months of due diligence. So a lot of people come and ask me, say, oh, you guys are all in suits, Mercedes, BMWs, Teslas. I'm like, listen, don't come to the business for these things.
Yeah.
Come to the business if you love real estate. Right. If you like suits, go buy a couple. Don't change your career, right?
Yeah.
If you like a Mercedes, go lease one. Don't change your career. A lot of people do it because lately, unfortunately, it became a fashion show of listing here and a lot of reality shows. I don't promote that. I say
it's
that
a lot harder than it
it's
looks.
a lot harder than what bunch of models walking around on TV and say, oh, 10 million, just did a listing and just did a so. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not like that. It's absolutely opposite. Those are shows. In reality, you gotta work way hard to get to a couple of levels. This first step, second step.
Yeah, yeah, and not to say that it's not it's easy to get a deal done, but it's what I think most people miss out is how hard it is to get to that point to actually do a deal, to get that client, to get that transaction in place.
That's true.
It's you're waking up unemployed every day, and you have to really, have systems in place to generate that business.
But one thing that I've seen a lot of people take advantage. I don't want this to come in a negative way. The buyers they have certain degree of ignorance towards real estate. They don't know much. And some agents take advantage of this. And I hate this. I hate this entirely. Because it's not good to do bad by people. But some people create business for themselves as such. In order to carry on this business for a long time, you have to be educated. You got to be among professionals. You got to learn. I'm learning everything from this guy right here, and I'm not ashamed to say it. He's a great mentor to me, right? And I have many mentors too. He's the last. And you got to learn. You have to learn. You have to do a lot of deals. There are certain conditions that people don't know. There are certain ways that they can protect their buyers and sellers that they don't know. And they just go on and do the deal. The funny thing is I have a great connection in bank, and what they tell me is that 9 out of 10 people, when they're trying to get the check or they trying to do whatever they need to do, real estate regarding, she asked them, okay, how was your experience? They're like, we did the deal, we don't like our agents.
Yeah.
And that's very sad for this industry.
But I think that's a big part of our industry. I think a lot of agents are transactional, and I think the positive on that is that what you just said earlier is that too many agents sometimes will take advantage of their clients. The positive about that is that there's a lot of agents out there that are very good. You just have to take the time as a buyer or a seller to interview. Yeah.
I would say interview 3, not more than 4, because now you're trying to, you go to analysis paralysis at that time, because you're going to get a lot of information. If you, within your 4 or 3 interview, if you sit down with a bona fide real estate agent, you will be exposed to a volume of information that is very hard to comprehend within 2 hours.
Right.
Extremely. He's in depth. That's why I usually they're like, Sammy, too much. Can we do this again in another hour? Like, give us 15 minutes, right? And I'm like, you need to know, right? So Find a good agent, make sure you can trust the agent, and make sure the agent can trust you as well. Because this is for buyers specifically only. You think you're giving business to an agent, you don't know that agent could actually use you to get another business too. So you gotta know what type of relationship is you're getting into. Get involved with someone professional that you feel protected and they feel confident working with you as well. Because if there's a lot of objections and ifs and dots and T's to cross, you're just starting in a bad relationship, and you're going to be an example client, and a lot of people suffer from it. I've seen time and time that they list the property. The guy just said, okay, I don't care about the market, I want this much. The agent says, no problem, I get you $100,000 more just to get a listing. What that agent does, take all his clients to it. It's like, look how expensive this is. Let's buy this one, it's cheaper.
Right.
So you're still in the market, you're not selling, you're angry, you're like, I had an agent, he's good and all that. You don't know what's happening. Make sure to have a proper relationship with an agent.
Well, Sammy, I do appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having.
Thank you, everybody. Remember to hit like and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, have a good day.
Have a great evening.